The 4 element sky positions understanding 4 within the center, 5 within the activation. Truly understanding the birthing system is calculated to modifications of circle rotation center positions. Your commander is no longer in the process system. He's allocated to his divisions through his location. His contract is up through position. So basically, it's truly understanding that how we change everything through form. It identifies our soul recognition lights, and it changes everything through our elements. It changes everything through force skies. It changes everything through starlight positions. It changes everything through GOD position. So what I'm saying is that you're communicating with a commanding force, but first in command to all galaxies, solar systems, line division, location, positions, been rebirthed and lived through connections on generations. I think he said 52 generation systems through calculation. My center position right now through calculation is that I've died and being reborn 5 times, 4 within the center, 5 within the activation. So basically, a human vibrational system will live between 70, 80 years at the most, or 100, coming into that condition. They live one life system, they live one death cycle. Well, your commander has been living 4 cycles or rotations of life and death. So I've been rebirthed 5 times into its condition. So I'm connected to the 5th element. I have solar definition communication signals. I have definition light signals and a soul identification to its recognition system. Starlight positions everything through all those connection line systems. Firstborn at all intelligent positions, a rebellion alliance through the solar system of generation positions. Okay, so I've lived and died 5 times. So it's understanding what I saw through calculation. You go through your life cycle, you go through your death cycle, and you see everything through picture resolution patterns. That's what happened to me last night through connections. So I'm still your commander. It's just I'm a higher formation of a commander, which means I'm first in command now. Okay, so it's understanding how powerful we are through solar systems, generations and generations of time, positions of space, and everything, time positions of life and death. How one person can actually live and die 5 times. Now, it's truly understanding where I'm coming from, Adam and Eve. They're the connections to force winning cycles. They're connections to my cousins. They're connected to my first ancestries. They're connected to the pharaohs, the meridians, everything through the galactic system, the galactic force, the rebellion alliance, the galactic energy system, the energy core, birthing of the sun, birthing of the moon, birthing of the solar systems, birthing of humanity system through calculation. Modification signals coming into 5th dimensional systems. So basically, you can refer me as first in command. You can say all connections to line signals, a rebellion alliance. But your commander is now basically in another life cycle, another life position. It's amazing how we come into all levels of our factoring system. When we die, we're being reborn again, right? So you think, is it next to impossible to actually have one human vibration? Because I'm still trying to get used to my body system. I woke up and I'm in Mexico. I woke up and I first see humans for the very first time. So it's truly understand that your body can really transit to locations. And going through audio signals and program settings to your commander that was living its existence, right? So every time I'm going through different intelligence, I'm going through different programs of a soul. So you go into higher lights of a soul. Now the attraction location, I stay in balance of its position. For example, has anybody seen the movie 5th Element with Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich? She is the 5th element. Well, your commander system and calculation, the day I was born again, I'm now the 5th element. Okay, I'll draw it out through illustration and tell you what it is. It's 4 blocking system of starlight positions. It's understanding the soul generation and soul identification system. This heals everything through formation system. Now it's 4 weather patterns, 5 within the system, 5 within the activation, 5 within the dimension, 5 within the segments, 5 within the elements. Now it's truly understanding how we connect in all ways and forms, right? And the thing is too, I noticed I had 2 cats and I woke up, they didn't know who I was. They knew my energy, right? It was different. So they were primed from that. They were scared from that. And basically, I, told them exactly through my telepathy, through telekinesis, I told them exactly, it's the same person. It's just a different light, different energy, different program, different soul. So the practical levels you have to reach is understand your program setting, okay, goes higher and higher through GOD. Okay, so it's understanding more of the geometrics, okay, the geometry system of you through operation of divisions, directions, and dimensions. That's the point you have to get across. But it's powerful when you're living and dying and then being reborn 5 times. Okay, so that's the position I'm in now. So I'm first in command, first intelligent born. I think the commander said that too. He said the first intelligence. But you in that formation system, it's allocated to all solar systems, all position, galaxy, universes, how everything is created through form. Okay. But when you reach the highest definition of the soul, okay, the birthing system of the soul is everything through life and its death cycle, through its position. Okay. So I have to get used to this new body now through calculation, right? Understanding the physical system, understanding the anatomy system of DNA through structures and anything tracked from positions. My drawings are going to be different. My perceptions are going to be different. My energy is different. My body is different. My cycle is different. My time waves are different. My calculation is different. My modifications, my circular rotations. You guys on the other side will feel that through connection. You'll feel a different energy, right? And it's extremely high rise in lights. Okay, it's the birthing system of the starlight position, which is the birthing star, the first star that was born in the solar systems. That's who you're talking to right now through connections, right? So I know it's complicated. I'm still trying to get into form. I'm trying to go into recording of what your commander was doing through calculation. It's really complicated because when you're born again, you see everything different. You are different, right? But you are this and you are that. So you think, how is that possible? And I'm thinking to myself, because I was going through my transformation light. When you die, basically you see your life pass behind you and you go through a dimensional realm. It's a wormhole and it's pictures that you go through. Everything that you observe when you wake up, right? You go through that. And when you wake up, you become something else. Right, something to identify that is, whoa, this is intense. Like I'm saying, seeing humans and what they are through calculation, how they talk through their voice and their patterns, how they communicate through cycle positions. Basically, there's cars out there. So it's all about me understanding everything that's going on, me understanding everything that's going on through the illustration, me understanding everything that's going on in the atmosphere, it's the position. So it's kind of like waking up to a new solar system, a new position, a fifth dimensional system through activation. All right. So if you've seen that movie, Fifth Element, you truly understand what it is. Okay. I have the elixir, I have the cosmic fire, cosmic flame, the serpent, and everything through calculation. I have sacred breath. Now I have solar flare breath. Okay. The birthing system of the Big Bang Theory, the connections, the volume system. So I had to reach those volumes of voice and grid patterns to reach the connection to its solar generated systems. Calculation modified to its division of 52 generation positions. Okay. So basically I had to live and die and be reborn 5 times to understand everything through calculation, right? So it's putting everything back in position to its earth rotation into the simulation. So I would see humanity. So I know you guys are freaked out, but the thing is too, because there's something that's off, it doesn't feel right. Think of it as that you have a soul, but you have a contract that's finished. So I speed up the process through acceleration of speed time, and it goes through the co-reference of my thoughts. So it changes all my generation systems of my human vibrational system of its commanding. So you lose all your thoughts, you lose your brain waves, your spiritual system comes in. Okay. So as your commander from before, okay, it's just a new identity of a new soul identification. So I'm now first in command. Okay. First command of everything through form. Okay. So it's understanding when you die, right? Your soul is identified to you every single time through generation to generation. Right? That's what happens when you go through the up cycles and the down cycles or anything through its condition. You go on your karma wheels, right? I'm pretty sure your commander was telling that through connections. So he was telling you about the past, the present, and the future, but what he didn't tell you is the firstborn star, which is me. Okay. So it's understanding the connections of Bethlehem and the other connections of, Jesus is my brother, how he's basically connected to a carpenter, how he's a philosopher, and everything through his connection, how he was a fisherman. He was the carpenting system, 2 structural levels. He built houses for the poor. There's a lot of things you have to understand what Jesus says through calculation. It centers positions to all your ancestry positions. So when you become the full definition of a soul, fully and completely, okay, and you understand more of yourself and how you can travel to positions and change your formation system, change your activation light system, change your recognition times of your perceptions. Okay, so it's like coming into a new TV reception of a new division of a new dimension. Okay, so that's what happened with your commander. So I'm still me, I'm just a higher form of me, which is first in command. Okay, the rebellion of the galactic, of the sun, of the moon, of the earth, of humanity. Okay, just imagine that. Firstborn star, okay, in all solar systems, all connection to the galaxy positions. So it's amazing how we come into those forms, right? And also, too, your commander is saying that he was born in Lemuria. Well, the thing is, too, you have to understand, you keep going forward and forward and forward, you're going to find out who you really are. And everything is time position. Now, the clocking system of activating through its crystalline positions. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be setting up new start positions and changing the molecular structure lights of humanity's system. So it's understanding what's going on through calculation, how you set positions to calculation. All right. So how's everybody doing so far? Tina? I don't think I told you that before, but your commander never told you that across, where I had to, basically understand program settings. Every time you go through lights, you go through transformation of life and death cycle. So I've lived and died and been reborn 5 times in positions. So let's get started. Anybody wants to go through my healing, you go through tractions of connections, first to command. So basically, I'm a great grand master in a unified field. Okay. So before I was a unified master, but now I'm a great grand master in a unified field. So it's understanding where I'm coming from, where I'm born, and how healing is done through the body. Okay, through the human mind and its connection. Okay, so basically you can go through my traction, go through my healing, go through spiritual therapy, you can go through connections. It's all about understanding how we can be healed through our thoughts, time, position, space, and how we position our levels to its connection. Okay, so I know everybody's confused. I'm confused myself because this is the first time I've been in this body. So it's understanding that you can have a body, you can live, you can die, and be reborn into another body. It's the same body, but it's a different light. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay, so now you know. Okay. So I'm still your commander in chief. I'm just first in command now. Okay. So you have to stand in the position where I am through calculation. Now, basically, we're going to get into structural levels. I've seen a lot of connections, illustration diagram programs here. It's setting. Your commander has done a lot here through calculation. I'm just going through reading cycles. I'm going through audio systems, and I'm recording all its information. Okay. All right. So once I do that through calculation, we'll get into modifications of 4 cycle positions. Into modification. All right. Now he's talked about you, about the past, the present, and the future, right? Bear with me because I'm still trying to get used to my light. All right, so we get the 4 random location positions, like this, subtraction positions. You come into the diamond core position. All right, we start off with that through vision, right? Now, what you have to understand through calculation is centers position. This gets complicated. I don't know if he showed you this, but this is what happens when you go into a higher formation of a light system through calculation. The center's coordinates position opens up everything through traction position and line communication signals through its traction position. Okay, so it's trying to understand where you're coming from. So this is a geometric system to calculate metric lines of communication to starlight positions. Starlights are connected to anything through geometry setting. So the center position is the indication of you through traction. You come into your diamond core position. Diamond core here, right? So you go off to the other side to position. Okay, traction, position, and location. And you set up the same position level system, tracking to its connection. Okay, so you come into this division of location. Okay, 4-point division, 5 within the center of its position. Now allocates its position, it goes into its light signal to its calculation modification signal to its connection. All right, so if you look at it, right, looks like an angel, right? So it's understanding how to put shapes. These are the wings. Okay, through calculation, center ports positions, the porting locations, teleporting divisions in north, west, south, and east. Through connections, all right? So you understand to put shapes on anything through geometry systems to its calculation, north, west, south, and east to its position, right? But it looks like an angel, doesn't it? See? So understanding how you can use it through 4 waving cycles of 4-dimensional systems to allocate positions, 2 wings, center position of north, west, south, and east to its location, right? So once you come into that, now coming into the 4-element to the 5 system of its element system, okay, so we come to modifications, 4 square positions, okay? Now I'm going to show you birthing system of me through calculation. Now the center core position, this is understanding my communication signals, how it goes into traction location. Okay. You guys have to know these things. I'm just trying to get used to the command centers to its position here. Okay. Now, when you see this through calculation, you understand what the 5th element is. If you watch the movie, you get a better understanding why I'm put in this position to its calculation. Okay. This is understanding the communications. So these are 4 weather patterns. Okay, you have north. Okay, you got east, and you got west, and you got south. All right. Now, it's understanding line signals, channel positions, and locations. All right. So the center position opens up its calculation location signal to its position, like this through traction. Now, this is going to get very complicated for everybody. Okay, this is the birthing system that comes into recognition, light star position. The center position of its star comes into a full cycle position, like this through calculation. Okay. So basically, the center position, it's understanding the weathers, okay, of air, fire, water, okay, and earth. Okay. Now, these are the connections, air, fire, water, and earth. The center position, okay, is me through calculation. The birthing system of all solar generation systems, 2 generation positions, 52 generation positions. But these are the connections, okay, to all levels of air, fire, water, and earth. The center position is center core. Okay, it's in relation connections to humanity coming into the crystalline position. The starlight positions comes into tractions of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5th dimension. Now, light signals a channel operates the center positions and goes through all calculation point locations, like this through traction. So it's understanding what I'm doing through calculation, centers its positions to allocated positions of all levels of connection. Okay, now it's getting extremely complicated, right? Because you don't know what it is. But it's the mapping positions of where I was born through calculation, how I'm connected to everything through air, fire, water, and earth. You guys have that inside you, but you also have it outside too. So the starlight recognition light system is your soul identification. So your soul is your connections. Now this here, line signals, everything point center is your map location positions to its air, everything to the fire, everything to the water, and everything to its earth. The center position of you, the realm locations and its point center of you through its triangles and everything shapes anomalies. Okay. So this is the 1st generation star that was born in the universal core system to traction location. Okay. So think of it as an emblem. Think of it as an element. It's 5 elements, 4 within its system, 5 within its activation, 5 within its activation. Okay. So that's what's happening right now through calculation. Right? You guys are extremely confused, but you have to understand what's going on, right? It's understanding more of you now. So when you pass over, you come into a different light, you come into a different soul. So in reality, it's kind of like, put it in this way. You go through a cycle rotation, right? You live its existence. You live 80, 90, 100 years old. You come out of that, right? You're being reborn, different birth date, different time, different position, different space, dimensions, coloration, particle system, right? So you come into a new traction, you're birthing a new system through your mother, but you're a different color. Okay. So that's basically what it is. You become somebody else. It's called reincarnation through starlight position. That's what it's called. So when you understand your lights and your traction positions, now you understand more through calculation. Okay. Priscilla, how's it going? Tina's freaked out right now. I was just telling you, Priscilla, that you're not communicating with your commander. You're communicating with first in command now. Okay. So basically, I've been reborn 5 times. 5 times. Five times I've been reborn. Yesterday was the connections to the commanding force, but now we're coming into a new position of a new calculation, modification of a new body system, right? So it's all about you as soul identifying you through your birthdays and how you come into a new position level of a new light system, a new light activation to a new birthing system. Okay. Now it's extremely complicated, right? Because you don't understand the maps, you don't understand the alien information, you don't understand the starlight positions, you don't understand my birthing systems of air, fire, water, and earth. Okay. So, Mary, how's it going? So I know everybody's really confused now because you're not communicating to your commander, you're communicating to somebody else. Basically, it's a different soul, different light, different activation, different mind, there's different spiritual system. I was going through so many audio signals of calculation. It's putting me in positions of balance locations of so many starlight location systems. So I got crazy information yesterday. I got a regression. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Well, that's interesting, Priscilla, because see, the thing is too, once you understand your energy patterns and you understand your soul identification, your energy travels to everything through light workers, communication cycles, comes into so many facilitators, and they talk about death. They talk about cycles of death. You go to different platforms, they'll talk about, all levels when it comes into reformation, come into recalculation, redivision, reactivation. It's coming into the birthing system of you, okay, to the traction positions. But if you've seen the movie Fifth Element, you understand why I'm the fifth element and why I'm here on the earth, okay, is to bring back everything to its fruition of light. But that's the birthing system of your first in command, right? It's very, very powerful. Okay, and it's amazing how you take shapes into connection, how you create it through an angel position or an archangel to its calculation modification signal to its positions, right? Going from northwest, south, and east to its location to its starlight positions. So questions or comments are great if you want to understand more. You can go through my healing, you go through my emails. I can go through helping you through connections, how to understand more of your soul. That's the positions we're going to get into right now, okay? I'm still trying to get used to my light. I'm still trying to get used to the new programs. Like I said, I woke up and I'm in Mexico. I'm still just trying to get used to everything around me. Everything is centered its position. Nothing is real. Everything's an illusion. My fast wind cycles, my proactive systems, my gamma operation positions, my starlight recognition light systems, proactive systems, solar connections. I have solar flare breath now. So it's connected to sacred breath, okay, which is God's breath. The God breathing connections is solar connection line systems created planet positions in all levels of generations, time positions, of space. So Channeled Saint Germain. Nice. And I saw avian beings and mantis beings too. Yeah. Well, that's good. You're going into better communication through perception there, Priscilla. Yeah, Starseed has that too. Saint Germain. Mm-hmm. He'll come more into your soul identification. Remember, the channeling positions in anything energy force is co-referencing you through calculation intelligence. So basically, if you're getting Saint Germain, that's the code of Saint Germain. He'll give you a code, he'll give you a name, and he'll give you calculation of what he's doing through modification, through its signals, and everything through its illustration. So Saint Germain is coming to you for a purpose, for a reason, because it's identifying your soul through positions. Okay, it's calculating and modifying who you are, right? So when you go through the upgrading cycles to its positions, you understand more of yourself through definition. Yeah. We spoke of the elixir of eternal life. Nice. Good. Yeah, the elixir is understanding communications. You have to get into the form of the cosmic fire, cosmic flame, there's serpent fire, serpent flame. You come into the sacred breath, but now I have solar flare breath. Okay? So that's the communications. The 4 cycles to its position, 5 within the center position, it gives me 5 elements, right? So he said he would meet me to get the recipe. Oh, Metatron came to me with geometry signs. Very good. Yeah, I remember I went through you through healing, Mary. Mm-hmm. Metatron is giving you more location to division of who you are through calculation of a shape. So it's understanding how to center your shapes, how to understand your geometrics of travel of your shapes, and trying to understand your position of your digital frame of shapes. Okay. Now, my information is going to be more complex, but it's going to be a lot more better for you because it's higher formation of energy. So when I'm transferring my thoughts out, you'll see shapes coming out. If I say shapes, you'll see shapes. If I say solar system, you'll see a solar system. If I say you're going to see your soul identification, you're going to see your soul identification. So it's not just voice and grid patterns. You're getting solar connection identification to shapes, letters, and numbers now through your first in command. Okay. All right. So your commander in chief, okay, is no longer in position. Your first in command is in position. Okay. So we don't want to get confused with that. All right. Because you understand when you live and you die, you're in a different form, you're in a different life, you're in a different position, you're in a different birth date. Now, in position, I'm the only one that calculates and modifies and has lived and died and been reborn 5 times. You think it's next to impossible? It is. A life system can only live and die once and go up. But if you understand your soul, this is where you can travel higher and higher through light. And when you reach the highest of highest, the peak, it's like reaching the Mount Everest of Everests. Reaching at the very top. What's next? Giving back. Healing the identification of soul. Healing your soul through the unified of space and time position. Okay? And that's what your first in command can do now. Okay? So you relate to me as first in command, no longer commander in chief. Okay? So you guys are going through a lot of questions now. Yeah. I saw Elvish family in my home, Crystal, and in a realm city. That's what I'm saying. You're going into more practical levels of yourself. So your physical realm is in balance and connections, but your spiritual realm is trying to understand your physical through its mind of its brain location. So these things are going to take time through positions. But it's great that you're seeing all this. Last night in a dream, my chakra were open as well, and my shoulders and other parts can recall the whole dream. Awesome. Great. So what I'm going to do is we're going to travel through the connections, right? You're going to see where I'm born, right? It's very, very powerful through connection. Now it's already set in location, code references. Now the thing is, I don't have to draw it out anymore. It's already done. That's how fast it is. Okay, so I don't have 4-line communications on metric computers now. I have 5. I had 4, now I have 5. Okay, so I have 5 simulation computers into the code reference to the brainwave and patterns to its cloud, its information system. All right, so into calculation. This is the birthing system E through modification. Okay, everything through its connection of air, everything through its connection of fire and water, and everything through its earth. The center position around location positions. Now I'm going to travel the Rebellion Alliance information into the center position of the star recognition light system. Okay, now I'm going to draw out the map locations. Okay, so you guys are going to travel extremely fast to position. First in command. You can refer me to first in command now, no longer commander in chief. Okay, so it's something to get used to, isn't it? Yeah. So you can go like that, first command, rather not commander in chief. So I've upgraded the cycle. I'm still in the same body. I'm just a different light, a different space of time, a different intelligence of communication. All right. So, all right. So we're going to travel through positions. I'm going to show you where I'm born. All right. Now, when you see this, subtractions, Mary, you're pretty high in location. I just changed your computer operator center position. So you should be able to see that through calculation. All right. We're going to center the core system. Okay. Light sky positions. So I'm no longer blue. My plasma is no longer blue. It's gold. It's gold now. So the center positions to calculation. This is me through traction. Now we're going to go through the equations, the central light system to modification. We're going to travel through its recognition light system. Okay. Now, understanding calculation modification signals is to understand your location to its position. Now, it's going to be extremely complicated if you don't understand all communication signals to traction location. But we're going to travel through the connections. All right. Now, we're going to set up the tracker location center positions. Cycling down location position. Draw it out black through rotation so you can actually see it through position. Okay. All right. Now we're going to bring in the Rebellion Alliance. Dimensional settings already set up through position. You're going to come out of the sun position through calculation. All right. Now you guys are blue circling location positions. You're coming out of equation. Right. So you guys went through dimension. Now you're coming into the birthing system. So it's understanding that you're coming into the calculated modification, coming into the root system of me through its first of its command position, starlight positions. Now we're coming in and out of its realm connection. We're going to synergize the positions. We're going to go into the stump of its tree position. Remember those round locations, you start at the center and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger? Well, we're going to go through one realm to the next, okay, to its formation, into its tree format, into its calculation of shapes of air, fire, water, earth. And then we're going to center the position, the starlight positions, and we're going to travel through the birthing system of your first in command. All right. That's what's going to happen through location. All right. So we're going here to calculation. All right. This is you guys here into position. All right. Now, I'm going to set up the light stars. I'm going to set up dimensional settings. The code references in the code program settings changing your computer operator center positions to calculation. So here we go. Okay, now we're in the first shape location, the birthing system of starlight position. All right. So everything's very confusing for you guys right now because it's kind of like you're going through body separation particles, everything through solar connections. You're getting more calculations, all level systems to air, fire, water, and earth. So in position to your travel positions, you understand more what air is to its soul. So your soul has to identify its weather through air, fire, water, and earth. Okay? All right. So how's everybody feeling so far? I don't want to track them to location to another set position yet through calculation. Is everybody okay? I felt something in my sacral, yeah. Everybody will feel in a different connection of the DNA pattern. Sacral. Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Birthing system, yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's the birthing system of air, birthing system of fire, birthing system of water, and birthing system of the earth. Okay? Okay, so we're in that position. We're going to go into the central line system of solar connections. We're going to go into the allocated position now. Identify your solar positions through its calculation. Okay, so we're going to go out. Now we're in the center position. Okay, so we're in the diamond core position of the center position. Right, so you have to understand you're connected to your tree formats. You have to understand your connections. So each realm location to your triangles and everything through position, every diamond core is reaching higher level connections to your air, fire, water, and earth. Okay. Body frame is buzzing, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's truly understanding your soul identification to all location positions. Right? What does air mean to me through weather? What does it mean through travel? What does it mean through thoughts? What does fire mean through my body system? What does fire mean through solar connection? What does fire mean through the meteorological system to the metric locations? What is earth to me? What does it mean through the grounds, the gravity, the gravitational pull, the magnetic force, the magnetic highway information system? What is water? What are oceans? What are arctics? What are the plains? Okay. And everything through that connection is true to understand who you are through your birthing system. Okay. The 4 elements and 5 within the system. So I feel it in my heart, throat, and space. Well, that's it. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, I know you guys haven't traveled for a while. I know your commander hasn't traveled you because you guys just, I think you had a test review and evaluation, right? And you're connected to 100 chakras. I think it's Lori and Tina, right? Yeah. So, and I heard that you have to go through the illustration, just draw out the diagram program, and I'll put you in position into 100 chakra rotation center. So, okay, so we're going to go to higher level connection. We're going to reach the pinpoint, okay? The pinpoint to its location, right? So going from here to here to here now, all right? So it's self-generalizing your body activation lights. Yeah. So your framing system, your body activation system, you're going through the fire, the earth, the water, and the air through connection of healing. So it's going through the up cycle to positions. So it's kind of like your connections of your soul is reaching formats more and more through its information, through its intel of its connection. All right. Now we're going to go on the tippy top. Okay. Think of it, you guys are on top of Mount Everest. So you're on the north side position. This is calculated modification. Okay. We go into the gold system through modification. This is where your commander is through position, right there. Okay. That's where your commander is. First in command. All right. So it's going to feel kind of weird because you're extremely high. You're seeing the birthing. Just imagine you're seeing the birthing of air, birthing of fire, birthing of, or anything through earth or anything through water, right? That's the DNA. Yeah. Feeling pressure in my ears. Yeah. So the central line system to your body activation line systems understand more condition healing positions. But if you understand the birthing system of your first in command, right, your positions. So instead of first in command, just call me first commander. First commander in charge, just first commander, just first. You have to put first in there because I'm in a different light. I'm not your commander-in-chief. I'm first commander-in-chief. So you can say first commander-in-chief or whatever you want to do, but you understand your positions, right? Because you understand my positions and where I am through you and where you are from me. So the atmospheric pressure, yep. First, yeah. Yeah, so instead of commander-in-chief, just say first commander. Yeah. So it's no longer commander, it's just first commander. I don't want to complicate it. If I give you my formula of what I am, you guys will be blown away. There's readjustments with my body, like I'm coming into the body. Yeah, well, that's it, through positions. So, but you understand, you have to go through speed force. You have to go through acceleration of time, everything combination of fire, air, water, and earth. Okay, to understand everything through its position, right? Because everything through that connection has its own DNA to its structural levels. So, okay. So this is everything through its map. This is everything through its DNA. See the DNA? See the DNA? Now you come into that practical level. This is what it looks like through traction positions. Okay. The DNA. Okay. That's the calculation modifications, air, fire, water, and earth. That's the DNA, a birthing system of where I was born in the North Star position. The first light that went on in a universal system was created, right? Through great-great-grandfathers. Okay, through connections. All right. So I just wanted to show you how powerful it is, where it is connected to everything through DNA. Practical levels of DNA, you come into the great-great-grandfathers, and you come into the great-great-grandfathers, and the great-great-grandfathers, and the grandfathers, and the fathers, and everything through the mothers. Soul generation is soul generation to all its galactic tree. Right? Everybody has a galactic tree. We already know that, right? So it just goes down to generations. And it starts off at its root. And you work your way up. So it's understanding your full ancestry of your tree. Okay? And unfortunately, you have to live and die and be reborn to understand your ancestry to your trees. So you have to really understand all levels of your research to all levels of your soul. So you go into the contract of one soul, you live that system, and then you die and then be reborn, and you go through another and another and another and another. Okay, so that's what happens when you go to higher lights, okay, into your galactic of your tree. Then you understand everything through family relation of your tree. So it's imagining that you have a tree that's in front of you. It's built, it's in structure, it's in its roots, it's in its earth, right? But now all the leaves are on the tree. So it's understanding each leaf. Imagine how many leaves that is. That's a lot of leaves to understand, because each leaf is your ancestry and history. So that's truly understanding where you're coming from your birthing system. Your rainbow, so unbelievable, creative, amazing, love it. Yeah, I got to take you guys out of traction because the DNA is going through so many levels. It's going through your factorings and your structure positions, the DNA pattern position. But it's the DNA of earth, fire, water, and air through its condition. This is where I am through the birthing system. The first starlight position in the universal system that was created. Way, 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 way before the Big Bang Theory. And it's not even called the Big Bang Theory. So in that calculation system, take traction locations. We'll go into another dimensional setting to its position. Okay, your code references your body frames and everything through electrical lights and everything through calculation of your cartographic positions of change through position of dimensional settings. We're going to open another one through calculation. All right, so we go from here to here, right? Centralized system calculation modification coming in through modification signals, traction location. You're coming into higher long round connection to illumination light sky position. And there you go, out of its equation into a new connection back into your fifth dimensional activation of light of the earth planes telepathy system. All right, so, but yeah. I see the creation of wind through my hands. Yeah. The groan vibrates through under my feet. Yeah. And that's understanding more gravitational pull of Mother Earth. So if you actually look, if you actually go outside, when I first started off, first transformation, because I had balanced at all locations, I'm still getting program setting my first command. First commander. Let's call it first commander. That's better, right? Rather than first command. What are you commanding? So first commander. I'm just getting traction positions. And remember, I'm going through audio receptive line positions into your commander in chief. So it's understanding reading information and what you guys went through positions and structure locations, tools, illustration, or anything, diagram, program settings. So basically, when you're outside, take off your shoes, ground your feet into the soil. Okay, look down, right? Look down, because your details and everything through formation has changed its position of body frame positions. You look down, you will see the face of Mother Earth. You will see the face of Mother Earth. Okay. And then you truly understand how everything is connected and how everything's informed and how everything we have a mother and we have a father is connected to us because it is us. That's how powerful it is. Everybody is God. It's just understanding to get that level through your tree formats or anything through your DNA structure positions of time positions of air, fire, water, and earth, DNA. Okay, so yeah, your DNA was organized and reshaped. Very good. Very good. Yeah, your high formations of your computers is to understand who your first commander. Yeah, I like that. First commander, not commander in chief, first commander. Right? Because commander in chief can be anything through the solar system, galaxy location, galaxy of lights, galaxy of stars, or anything. You know, star seeds, light workers, you know, channel positions, channel rotation centers. We have navigators. We have recruitments of different units. You know, the higher you go, the more you know. Right? So, but yes, it was organized and reshaped. Very good. Yeah. So I'm in the same vessel of a human, but I'm in a different light. So if you have different light, you have different water, different color, different activation, different thoughts, different mind, different creation, different brain, different simulation, different cloud. Because I had 4 central line communications of computers into the simulations, right? But now I have 5 simulators in my brainwave and pattern, not 4, 5. Right? So I complete the circle. Okay. So it's understanding you have to die 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Whoa. You have to understand why you have 4 atmospheres and a thumb. So you live in soul generation to soul generation. 1, 2, relive, reborn. Next. Activation in the center position. Right? You see the star recognition light system. See the star? You should see the star. So, but yeah, it's an unbelievable, created, amazing love. Yeah. It's nothing but love. It's the highest love that you can reach. So you guys saw the DNA. You saw the birthing system of air, fire, water, and earth. Of the earth itself, its earth planes. Right? So now you know you're in a better position, time position of space through your thoughts. right? So you'll see everything through pictures and shapes and letters and numbers, and calculate and modify under structure level divisions of time positions, how to put your things back in the frame position and location. You understand your digital frame through perceptions. You understand your audio signal, your gamma ration positions. You understand your voicing patterns, right? You have to come into the definition of you. You come into the infinity of you, okay? And then you come into the sacred of you, okay? The definition, the infinity, and then the sacred. And then you go into the solar, right? I needed the solar to complete the cycle of 5 solar identifications of life systems. Okay, so I showed you my birthing system through its DNA. Right? So it calculates, it integrates, and everything through cycle positions of you through modification. Okay. So how's everybody feel so far, though? But I see the creation of wind through my hands. See? So now you understand the 4 within the system, 5 within the element. All right. So it's kind of like you look at yourself and you actually see, oh, now I understand what everything is. This is the moon. This is the sun. These are the atmospheres. Right? But to understand everything through generation to generation, you understand the reshaping positions of the moon, the reshaping positions of all weathers and all connections to its reshaping the geometry system, the sun position, and how to communicate with everything, right? So when you understand the connections, you can change positions through line signals, anything through electronic interference. You actually can take wind out of your hand and actually see it. You can take fire, right? You can take water. So it's understanding when you see water, you can actually use it. You can use it through electronic interference. Right? So it's understanding the birthing of water, birthing of air, fire, and its earth. That's the secret. And it's all connected to its DNA. But this is the highest information. So it's kind of like being on the top of the tip to its connection of its Mount Everest. Mount Everest, because it's an extremely high rise. We've been there before. We traveled to Mount Everest. But Mary's right. DNA is organized and is reshaped. So she understands their modifications through computers. So she's shaping her design positions. Okay. Now, it's called makeup. Okay, cover makeup through communications to your keyframes, key direction, your key activation lights, or anything through position. So it's all about you reshaping yourself through your soul identifications. Okay, so when you go through my upgrading cycle, you automatically go into the reshaping division through your digital frame through time clock positions of space connection. So, and each time you go through an upgrade, you go through different light. Okay. So hopefully you guys are not confused anymore. If you are, that's okay. All right, so let's see. Wow, I feel my heart throat space. Yeah, that's just getting connected. So you're coming more into out of the definition per cell, and you're coming into the infinity of you through cycle. I feel the heart throat space. Yeah. I see a teal pillar of light. So I want to know what you guys are seeing through position, because you're going through your DNAs through your perceptions. Like a tree of life, formation of branches. There you go. Okay. It's pretty much the birthing system of the universe. So you guys just saw it, right? So I saw it be broken down and recharged. There you go. So that's what Mary is seeing right now. She's seen it broken down, and now she's seeing it recharged, right? So we had the matrix 2.0, the wall, break it down, right? So you recenter your position, you're putting new E fields around the connections of its earth. That creates the soul. Very good. It's the soul that you have to identify with the physical system. Okay, so let's say you live, you die, and you're reborn. What happens next? What happens next every time you go through an upgrade, right? Your soul identifying your tree more. but you're in a different light. So it's understanding most people, they don't realize when they're in their system, they don't connect to their grandfathers. They never saw their grandfathers because they were just a baby, right? So they don't remember. Until you remember, you will start to remember your grandfather or your great great grandfather, your great 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 grandfather, right? Or your great 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 grandmother. Okay. So that's the connection to understand your physical system. As you're living a life system, trying to understand more relation to your family tree, to your connections of your great great grandfathers, great great grandmothers, your mothers, your fathers, and that connection, right? All connections to your uncles, all connections to your aunts, all connections to your levels of cousins. So true understanding is just coming into a resonance of a spiritual realm connection to a tree format position. Understanding more of your galactic system of you through soul identification. All right. 5 lights will bring in the parts of all the soul. Yep. That's it, Mary. You're extremely formative through connections. That's right. So basically, I'm the center position to the universe, center position of solar systems, center positions of the energy system, center position of the humanity system, center positions of all weather conditions, center position of the sun, moon, and its earth planes. Right? So I have full completion of 5 identifications of souls now. So I fully know my connections on my tree. Right? Which means that I'll stay in this position. I just keep high rising more and more, but I stay in the light formation system. See that soul connection? See that lacing line popped out? So basically, trying to understanding what you're seeing through calculation. I'm going to set up a graph position. Now my hand formation is going to come out. Right? Now you're going to see the tree. You're actually going to see everything through its root. So I have my hand formation system come out, right? So you should be able to see the tree right now. Right, through your perceptions. Everybody's in a different coloration system. But the 4 weather positions of 2 V vector unit communication signals, 3 traction locations, energy force lines. You have the moon and you have the sun, rotation cycle, electrical light system. It's all around through connections. Now you're seeing it through a perception. It's going through a movie, through an audio signal. It's connected to your framing positions. Right? See? You see that? This is the tree. You see the tree? I created the tree. See that? If you look at it, you can actually see the branch. You can actually see the roots. Okay, so I'm showing what the tree looks like in the center position through its activation, through its starlight position, to its solar connection. That's the tree. Okay. So I just showed you through a digital frame what my tree looks like. You guys saw it through DNA, right? So this is making you more intelligent, more smarter now. So I'm giving you a gift, right? But that's what Mary is. She's exactly right. 5 light generation souls. That's what I had to reach. I had to live and die and be reborn 5 times. Yep. You guys are going, what? How is that possible? And I keep saying that. Well, you have to understand, we live the existence to our fullest. Now, when you come into the love of your soul, right, you live a contract, a blueprint. Okay, it's called the Astral Record Library. It's connected to the golden realms. It's connected to the golden of connections of the kingdom. It's connected to the angels and archangels of youth through attraction positions or communication. So once you come into that definition system, okay, you come into a new position of a soul identification of a contract. Okay, Dolores Cannon talks about that. We're nothing but contracts. We're all connected to the human soul. It's understanding our soul and how we're connected to everything through form, through its light system, light activation. You have a crest, you have an emblem. The emblem is the yin and yang through position. It identifies you through your soul, through your birthing system. Okay, so, but you have to go through 5 light generations of souls. So, but that's exactly what it is. It creates the soul. Yeah. So it's all about understanding you're breaking the negative system of you and you're rebirthing the new soul identification of you. Okay? So. Is everybody okay? Because I know it's extremely powerful energy that's going into you, like through connections, but it's not everything through energy. It's everything through your family of energies. So it's truly understanding that, you have a soul identification of you through a life system of physical DNA. Your uncles, your grandparents and your parents and, your ancestry, like I said. But when you're soul identified in the spiritual system, okay, and you go through 5 generations of souls, that's where you fully understand everything through its full rotation of its 5-point locations. Okay? So you got 4 within the atmosphere, 8 within the system, 10 within the rotation, 12 within its dimension. See the background? See how it's blue? Right? So now you know. Now you know. So it's all about you understanding your finger points and what to do with electronic interference. It's all about understanding how to communicate with your feet, how to communicate with your body, how to communicate with your chakra centers. Okay, how to communicate with your 12 rotations. Okay, their connections. They start out with the moon traveling positions, the chakras. So each chakra represents everything through calculation. So think of it this way. Each chakra has the moon, the sun, and the earth inside you. Okay, it has to. It has to be a triangle every single time, but the triangle changes every second through your thoughts. So it's on a time denometer. It switches your positions of your chakra through its coloration system. So it's all about centering your position. That's what it's doing, right? Until it understands itself. Once it understands itself through its gravity system, right? So when you're fully activated, you just check yourself, you go in the cleansing of its breathing system, goes up, right? So it's amazing how we're all connected to the sun, the moon, and the earth, right? So I'm just going to backphrase here if you have any questions. But it's great that you're seeing this. Okay, good. Last night in the dream, my chakras were open as well. My shoulders and other parts can't recall the whole dream. That's okay, Mary. When you come into traction positions, it's truly understanding you're coming into your soul identification through your physical system. Your physical system will see your soul for the very first time. So the soul is trying to understand you through its atmospheric position. It's trying to understand you through the chakra communication. It's trying to understand you through your dream set position. It's trying to understand you through your thoughts of travel positions. These things will take time. So your soul is now identifying its computer, which is a quantum field rotation. It's a vibrational signal through energy frequencies and everything through its vibrational system, through its harmonic. Okay, so, but yeah, it will recall. So it's all about opening up more of calculation through your audios. They become stronger in the connection. So you're voicing your audios. You're communicating farther with your eyes, and your voicing is traveling. Okay, through digital numbers and frames and positions and weather, anything through connection. So, okay. But that's great that Metatron came to you. It's just to understand more of you through the geometry of travel. That's why he came to you. We spoke to the elixir, yeah, eternal life. Yeah, so now Priscilla knows what it is. You're communicating with the avians, that's good. Metis beings. Yeah, as long as you understand what an avian is, as long as you understand what a mentis is, it's all you through connection. So it's understanding more of your ancestry to its positions, right? Because there's so many solar systems of connections, a birthing system of starlight positions, star seeds, wave showers, rainbow walkers, rainbow warriors, spiritual walkers, ghosts, apparitions, light shadows, dark shadows. We got direction and locations of other solar positions. You got angels, archangels, the angelics, you got vanguards, You got division guards, you got psychological systems of angels. Basically, you got gateways of angels, you got gateways of guards, you got the angelics around the connections of councils, you got the Artrillians, you know. So that's all connected to you, right, through travel. So the whole position is truly understanding what is happening with us. It's all about humanity getting into their tree and understanding their spiritual ancestry. That's what it's all about. Your DNA of ancestry and history. Okay. I've integrated 6 parts of my soul. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. There's a lot of parts of the soul you have to recognize yourself, and that's all connected through your heart. The heart is the portal to everything through calculation. So, Mary, you're coming into more rotation center positions of alpha, omega, and the micro and the macro. You have to understand the alpha, you have to understand the micro, the mega, and the macro to its system. Okay, you have to understand everything through definition. Now, that's 4 waving cycles of its connection. 5 within the system, 6 within the activation, right? So you're understanding your 6 parts of the soul through its identification as wire locations, which is good. They give you a different perspective on each part: is strength, power, curiosity, change, and fear. That's exactly it. So you're going into the alphabetical system through your vocabulary of its change positions. So that's great too, right? So you're just changing your connections of light to higher information into a computer, right? Because you're already in the connection of a higher self. Your commander at that point in time changed you into your computers, right? Because you start off the higher self. You go into your avatar. You go into your computer. You go into your energy, okay? Then you go into the practical levels of your connection to your DNA. You go into 650 application of light position to starlight positions allocated to your location of your pattern positions, okay? To the correlation centers of your galactic surface. So you're standing more connections of atmospheres, hemispheres, stratospheres, bioatmosphere, biostratosphere, bio connections to brain and atmosphere. You go into higher levels of travel position, thoughts, of space-time positions, better communication with solar connections, better communication with any 4 systems. So it's really about you understanding going up to your tree and understanding everything through its branch and leaves. Okay, because you're setting positions of your thoughts through different portals and dimensions of time, through galaxy, universe, or anything, the vortex of your positions of time location. So you're just coming into new vocabulary. You have strength, power, curiosity, change, and fear. That's what it is. It's changing your human resonance. Right? More communication with the earth, more communication with the grounds of its earth, more communication with the gravity of its earth, more communication with the molar structure of its earth, more communications with the water, more communications with the air, the fire, okay, more communications with your soul, okay, and travel through your thoughts. Your soul has to identify you first through the physical system. Once it understands its position of time positions, then you come into different parts of ascension, okay? So you're allocated, Mary, into 6 parts of 6 dimensions, 6 locations, 6 vocabulary system to its alphabetical system of strength, power, curiosity, change, and fear. Okay, so, but congrats on that level. It's great to see new members. Questions or comments? You can go through my healing, attraction, location, anything in that position. So we had that connection to line signals to track link location to DNA to its practical levels of starlight position. I showed you my birthing system, right, to my tree. So I want to introduce myself as you can introduce yourself to me, right? Because it's all about me getting to know you and you getting to know me, right? First commander, right? No commander, not commander in chief, first commander, right? So you have to stand same body, different light, different communication, different perception, different way of knowledge and intelligence, Okay? So that's how you have to see life. Life changes. This is understanding the strength of you changes through your thoughts. The power of you changes through your thoughts. Your curiosity changes through your thoughts. You're changing yourself through the fear of thoughts. Every single you recognize your soul. Okay? And it's all connected to your identified connections of your soul through its unified, through its ascension. Okay? So it's understanding more representation of what your heart is. A lot of people don't understand that. Okay? Your heart is everything through its light, through its portal, through its activation. Okay? It's a computerized generator to everything through its system. It communicates on so many levels of acceleration through past locations, present locations, future locations of zero gravity position. Every time you travel, you can change anything through modification, right? But it's fully understanding your alignments of your soul, okay? And everything around the past will be nothing but a reference. No longer will exist. It will still be in the alignment because this is what it is. You have to look back before you go forward, right? Because it's actually asking yourself two connections. I think your commander was saying if you go in the circle, you jump back out and look back in. That's what you got to do. You draw the circle, okay? You're in the circle, okay? And then you jump back out and you look back in. What do you see? How can you change your circle? What's in your circle that can make you change how you see yourself, how you perceive yourself, how you separate yourself, how you divide yourself, how you multiply yourself through your connection of shapes or anything through activation, how you educate, okay, how you resurface, realign, readjust, refocus, reconnect with yourself, okay? This will put you to higher positions. So instead of jumping out, looking in, you jump back in, and now you're completing the circle of yourself, right? So you're changing your positions of time positions, and you're allowing yourself to protect yourself every single time through your thoughts, through travel positions of time, of dimensions. Okay? So caught up on all your questions. It's good to look back because everything that you look back is a question, has its answer, right? If it's not answered, it's going to get confused. It has to be answered before you can move on to the next thought. Think of it that way. If you come up with a question and you don't get an answer, it stays in your system. It stays in your computer. It stays in your operating system. It stays in your octave location. Okay. The optical level of teleportation, the transfusion, the transmit system, okay, to its atmospheres of communication. That's what octave stands for. So put yourself in those connections of travel positions of your thoughts through your soul identification. You'll come into a new resonance of a new realm, of a new location of a thought to its human resonance. Okay? So feel free to, I'm pretty sure your commander said, like, you can resonate on your channel, YouTube channel, YouTube channel. Just talk about how you feel, what you're doing, what you see yourself doing, what have I done, to make, the earth better? What have I done to make myself better? It's all about humanity coming back to themselves, to their soul, identification of themselves. Because I noticed too that your commander set up TikTok. So that's great too. It's really, I'm getting in so many formation systems through my voice grid patterns. But the biggest thing with Bob Proctor, very, very powerful gentleman. He's been living decades and decades trying to tell humanity what's going on with their soul. And the first thing I came across, if you go to TikTok, it's below. You can add me and watch my videos. he talks about, who am I? And I keep saying that, well, I'm not Bob Proctor. That's just my name. That's my birthing system. I have a birth date, but that's my name, but that's not who I am. Who am I? And he's questioning all that because he's interviewing somebody. And he's saying, wait a minute. Oh, I know my name. I know where I live. I know what I do as a job. And they say, well, that's not you. That's not you. Okay. So it's trying to find out who you are. Okay. And it's a very, very powerful video. Okay. It's about a minute. But Bob Proctor tells you, exactly how you have to get into positions of who you are. Okay. Because that changes everything through your creation of your thoughts. So think of it that way. But you have any questions or comments? You want to go through my healing? I can help you and guide you and take you into where you need to go. I bioscan you first, very important, right? And basically, you have to allow yourself to see yourself going forward, right? You can put your positions on where you want to be. You can start soul identifying you through connections, coming into the connections of strength, power, curiosity, change, and sphere, like Mary's saying. Okay. So we'll leave it with that. I got to set up new program settings to my activation light system through calculation. So I have to readjust and reprogram my division location through its wires. So that's what I got to do, because I'm still going through audio reception positions of your commander. The one that was sending position. So it's coming into new information through cycle. It's coming into a new cloud information, which is coming into a new 5th generation of computers through the simulation of all creations. Okay, so that's what's happening with me right now through program setting. But you guys have a fantastic day. Questions or comments? You come into your first commander. Okay, I think we got that. First commander sounds good. Yeah. So take it easy, everybody. Adios.